on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on Nevaeh's Voice. So today I decided to bless y'all with another story about when I found out I was pregnant with Nevaeh. I had not got my period. I've never had a pregnancy scare. I've never been pregnant before. So I just didn't really think too much of it. You know, I mean, I was young. My period was just out of control. So I didn't really think much of it, but I had called my friend Brittany, and shout out to Brittany, because if it wasn't for her, I don't know when I would have found out I was pregnant, to be completely honest with you. But I was talking to her on the phone after I took the kids to school, the ones I was nannying for, and I was just like, I'm not feeling right. Like, when I lay down on my belly, it hurt. And she asked me about my menstrual cycle and all of that, so we got into all of that conversation. And it basically just came down to it, and she was just like, Joy, you need to go, like, buy a pregnancy test. So I was just like, man, like, I didn't want to. I really didn't, because I really just didn't think I was pregnant. I just really thought, I don't know, something else. I don't know, but it wasn't me being pregnant. So I went to the store. Where did I go? I mean, it's not important, but I think I went to Smith's, and I bought a pregnancy test, just one. And went home, and I was like, okay, I was on the phone with Brittany this whole time. I was like, okay, I'm gonna like call you back, so I'm gonna pee on my stick, and then I'll call you back. So I called her back, and I was just waiting for, you know, those 3 minutes or whatever it is. Y'all, when I tell y'all, when I looked at that pregnancy test and that shit said positive, I was like, nah, not me, like, nah. And my friend Brittany was just on the phone, like, what does it say? What does it say? When my heart sank, and I was just like, what? Like, I'm just trying to get my life together. Like, I wasn't planning a kid, but I wasn't preventing one either. So I guess you get what you get, right? So after I found out I was pregnant, I guess I did what typical women do when they just don't believe it, and I went and bought more, and I peed on all of them, and they all came back positive. I think I bought like 6 or 8 of them, because I was just, yeah. So once I got my thoughts together, and I was just like, holy crap, I'm pregnant. I have a baby in my belly. Like, this is crazy. I called my mom, and I was like, Ma, my brother was living with my parents at the time. So I was like, Ma, is everybody at home? I was like, I got something to tell y'all. And she was like, yeah, everyone's here. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be over there. So I went to my parents' house. And once I got there, I pretty much like called everybody into my parents' room. And I couldn't just like say, hey, you know, I'm pregnant. Like, I don't know why it wasn't coming out. But I took all the pregnancy tests that I peed on, all of them. And yes, they all had the caps on it, okay? I'm not that disgusting. But I took them all, and I like tossed them on my parents' bed. And they all just looked at me. And I was like, surprise. And then my mom goes and says, I thought you were going to tell me you had a puppy. I mean, in a different formation, but yeah. You know, they were shocked. I'm not going to be like, they were like, oh my God, because they weren't. But they weren't like, for real either. They were like in between, you know. I honestly really think, that my family really started coming around to me being pregnant once they all went to her first ultrasound. So I invited my brother and my dad and my mom up there with me. And I think once they seen, because, you know, they had to put like the stick one because I wasn't that far along. But once they heard the heartbeat, it was just like a whole, I don't know if it was like a realization, like, oh crap, she really is pregnant. Like, she really has a baby up in there. So once they heard her heartbeat and seen her little tiny body on the screen, I'll try to find the ultrasound pictures. I'm pretty sure I have them somewhere in my gallery, and I'll post them up. But once they seen, I'm not gonna say her tiny feet, because her feet was big. She had some big old feet. I also found out I was pregnant. I was I was only 6 weeks pregnant. So I kind of like started, like, you know, when you go back, you're like, oh, that's why I wasn't feeling so good. Yeah, I went back and I did that because I was pregnant New Year's Eve. And I just, y'all, it was, my friend was out here and we was partying, and we went back to the house to go change, and we were supposed to take a birthday shot. By the time she got back out from the bathroom, I was asleep. I was knocked out. I was done. I didn't even want to do anything. Like, that wasn't me. And I'm like, oh, I was pregnant and just tired. Like, I needed some sleep. But anyway, just, that was the story of me finding out when I was pregnant with Vea. I didn't want to make this video too long because it was kind of a short story anyway, but you know, I can remember. So, yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.